Hello, greetings, and welcome everyone. I am the Ninjaneer. This video is for the sole purpose of grading myself for the accuracy of the things that I thought that they would talk about during the presentation. And the criterion that I used are as follows. I went for the order of the topics, and then I went for the topics that I thought they would talk about that they actually did. So there's two criterion. The first criterion of the topics that I spoke about that were specifically presentation related, the four topics, I was right about three of them, which were as follows: the Delta Solar, the casting process, and the moving towards production. So I got three of those things right. They did not talk about that, inspired billionaire that they were looking for, because they have not found said billionaire yet. That did not matter much, because at the end of the day, they did a lot of talking about a lot of really positive things that they were looking forward to when it came to funding. At any rate, I got a 3 out of 4 on that respect. But in general, they talked about way more topics than what I anticipated them talking about. So overall, since they talked about 10 separate topics, I judged different topics, by the way, by stuff that had slides and was kind of unique to itself. Like it was self-contained, a piece of self-contained information that they shared. So there were 10 of those things, in my opinion. Out of those 10 things, I thought that, I spoke about 3 of those. So I will take the lower of the scores that I got and say I got a 30% on accuracy of topics. Now, I was not even remotely correct with respect to the order. I was expecting them to talk about things in the order that I gave, and they did not. Bro, they shuffled that bad boy around. Or maybe I shuffled it around because it's their presentation. But anyway, I got a 0% there. No topic that I thought that they would talk about. Even if you took away the topics that I didn't anticipate them talking about, my order was still off. Did not get one correct, period, at all. So 0%. So a 30% and a 0%. When you take the average of those two things, I got a 15% accuracy on the topics and the order for that presentation. Overall, not bad. I could have done better. I'm going to try and get them all right next time. We'll see how that goes. But at any rate, with that out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the things that interested me most about this webinar, the coolest topics, as it were, to me. The first thing we'll talk about is something that Chris Anthony and Telos VV have talked about in the past. They haven't found their inspired billionaire yet. Yeah, I absolutely agree with Taylosiv on this topic, because I find it hard to believe that there's not just the most obvious investment potential for growth in Aptera. They are monsters waiting to be born, essentially. Like, they're going to change the game in ways that most automakers aren't even thinking about changing the game in yet. They're in a league of their own, and anybody who takes a look at Aptera and their potential should easily think of themselves as wanting to invest in that company. So yeah, I don't get it. It just doesn't make sense to me. But of course, the capital market is not doing too terribly awesome right now, so that's like the reason that most people keep falling back on. Personally, if I had $1 billion, throwing 50 million of it at a startup that has the potential to change the world on a more fundamental level than even Tesla has done so far, bro, that's kind of a no-brainer to me. But of course, that could be a large reason as to why I'm not a billionaire. Who knows? Anyway, I see the potential, and I am surprised that other more wealthy individuals do not see said potential. Anyway, the next thing I thought about The next thing that I thought was interesting and pretty cool was how in-depth they went into the process for actually making the body of the Aptera. Up to and including the pins that push the body panel away from the die when it's done being processed. I thought that was really cool. The more they talked about it, the more I wanted to see it happen. So if Aptera, the company, is listening to me, if either Chris comes along and sees it, or somebody in the marketing team thinks it's a cool idea, I would like to share that I would love to see a piece of the Aptera made from start to finish. They talked about a gob of carbon or whatever, and they push it in the mold, and they put whatever resin or whatever that they put in there, and it cures in a few minutes, and they take it. I want to see that process. I think that would be really, really cool to see. So yeah, if you guys are listening, do that. That would be awesome. Anyway, they spoke about Delta Solar and how much stronger and more awesome it was compared to the Gamma Solar. They said that it was smoother with a better finish and less glare, which means that the panels are that much more efficient. Anybody that didn't know before this statement that I'm about to say right now, anybody that didn't know before that, because it took me a while to figure it out, light reflected away from the solar panel does not get absorbed into the solar panel, so you can't use that energy. The fact that they are absorbing more of the energy into the vehicle's solar panels is fantastic. It'll increase efficiency, it'll increase the ability for the panels to produce electricity. It'll just make it a better vehicle. I love that everything that they're doing and everything that they talk about are improvements to the vehicle in ways that will make it better for everybody. So yeah, I find that fantastic personally. Part of the reason I invested in them. Not investment advice, but I definitely did. Maybe you should consider it. Talk to your financial advisors. Anyway, the next thing was the fact that they were benchmarking the production motors and inverters. That was extremely positive because it means that we will have 100% power figures in the near future. Most of the people that I talk to about Aptera are more or less gearheads. I talk to a lot of people that like cars a lot, and the first thing that they tend to ask me is, hey, how much power does it have? And I cannot tell them an accurate number because I do not know an accurate number, because nobody has confirmed an accurate number. They know what they want it to produce and how they tuned it, but actually testing it on a dyno is, whole nother world. I hope they release those numbers soon, because I will share it with all of my current Aptera friends, or rather friends that know about the Aptera because I've told them about it, and hopefully they'll end up putting in their pre-orders and stuff. So yeah, get that out, Aptera, because the gearhead community wants to know, or the gearhead community associated with me at the very least wants to know. All right, so by far the most exciting news, in my opinion, that they shared during this presentation was that they submitted for the ATVM loan. If they get that loan, then the need for the Inspired Billionaire is so much less. Like, don't get me wrong, I want them to get that Inspired Billionaire because that means they can produce a vehicle that's much better, much cheaper, much smarter. But man, that ATVM loan, by the way, ATVM is Advanced Technology Vehicle Manufacturing Loan, would basically set them up for production by itself. They pay out very large numbers if you are a company that they believe can succeed. So since they will obviously see that the Aptera can and will succeed, that could be the most compelling piece of information that they shared, because it is basically them eventually getting their money. I don't know what the future holds, so I will not say that they will definitely get it, but they've already gotten state funding. Federal funding seems like a logical step to me. Yeah, we'll see what the legislators think. We'll see what the auditors think for that program. So yeah, time will tell. But man, if they get that loan, yeah, man, you can chalk that up. We about to see some Apteras on the road. They also had a very interesting piece of information that they shared with respect to their infotainment system. They shared that they are looking into Android Auto and Apple CarPlay and all that kind of fun stuff. I am very interested in seeing that happen in the Aptera because I absolutely love Android Auto in my Civic. I currently have a Honda Civic. So seeing a familiar technology make it into a vehicle that would essentially make my transition to an electric vehicle less of a hassle, all for that, all day long. I am sure that that sentiment translates very well to other people in that same position who are moving to an electric vehicle for the first time. The fewer hassles that they have to deal with, the fewer things they have to adapt and change to, the better. So yeah, I cannot wait to see the next presentation, what Aptera does. I think overall this presentation was very enlightening. The topics were well thought out. They overcame a lot of the objections that I had in my head with respect to funding, because mostly because of the ATVM loan. Because if they can get that ATVM loan, that's basically, that's it. That's production. That we are ready to go, and then that inspired billionaire would just be helping the R&D and making the Aptera that much better. So I am ready to see the Aptera on the roads. It is I am all the way ready. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Catch you guys on the next one. Please share this video, share everybody Aptera related videos to people that you know who would like a car that's going to change the world from a company that's doing the same. Yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Never before have I seen a motor and an inverter tested on a dyno or whatever that machine is that they were using to test. The brain went dead. It's gone. There it is. It's gone. It's gone forever. Nope, there it is.